Hey boys, what is up? Welcome back to another Blox upload and the second update analysis video. Now, obviously I won't be able to cover everything, but you're probably wondering why the heck we're in the first sea. Well, there's a new boss, Chef. They killed Bobby. Let's go and fight him because he actually has some new abilities and his name is called Chef. Absolutely disgusting. And also, new thing, but once you go to the blacksmith, there's a new interface for when you want to upgrade your swords. So let's go ahead and fight him. The man that killed the goat, Bobby. I'm gonna kill him with and yup, he has that attack. So yeah, he's still the same. So yeah, I'm gonna go and just run away from that dude. And I'm gonna go and set my oh, hold on, wait. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna go back to desert because there's actually another new change. So I'm gonna go and buy another boat. While I'm on my way to the Fountain City, which is where the new boss is, I will explain some of the new stuff that I can't really explain for now. So, there's a new accessory called the Feathered Visage. Basically, it just gives health stuff and healing. New materials called the Fire Feather, used to upgrade Falcon and craft the new Falcon chromatic skins, or Eagle, and Moonstone, used to upgrade Gravity's final move that unlocks the cutscene. A new title, Liberator of the Sky, and the new accessory materials entitled all obtained from the new raid boss called Tyrant of the Skies. There's some balance changes with some nerfs for Yeti, Diamond, Dragon Trident X, and the Pole of True Triple Katana. There's also a general nerf applied to Dragon, which I won't yap. Slight nerf to Angel V4's stun with the ability, and Human V4's Psycho ability was returned back to normal. There's also, obviously, the occasional bug fixes, with Western Dragon's W plus S speed glitch, Human V4 teleport issues, invisibility bugs. They also got killed. They killed the click to move glitch. They fixed gun delay. They fixed the glitch that caused the sanguine icon to be invisible. And the older fruit icons of Dough and Diamond displayed through Instinct, which I actually didn't know about. And optimizations with reduced loading time between islands, major memory leak with animations, disabled streaming enabled in 3rd Sea, and changed the animation when teleporting through portals and raids. But now we have the new version of Cyborg. Okay, that was rude. That was awfully rude. But now, with the boring stuff out the way, let's get to the fun stuff. Alrighty, here we are in the 2nd Sea with the new Eagle Fruit. Yup, it is very cool. Speaking of the chromatics I was yapping about, here they are: Velvet, Falcon, Golden Moss, Blue Sky, Orange Creamsicle, and Parrot. All of these obtainable through the new raid boss. So, let's do a little move showcase and show the final reworked boss in the 2nd Sea, which is Orbitus. Let's start off with the new Eagle M1s. Boom, as you can see, they have a pretty fast cooldown. And we have Wind Burst. It's basically Arctic Clap but feathery. Feather Storm, where you do a massive crash out. And the rest of these we're gonna have to do on mobs. What was that? Oh, I thought a person was trying to kill me. Anyways, we have Bone Crusher, where you take him and slam him down. It's basically Dragon's X move. And Soaring Town, where you do a cool little dash and they explode. But now, once we enter in flight through our feather meter, we can use our skills mid-air. Well, he just drained all my feather meter, which was awfully rude of you, mister. Alright, I'm gonna go have to find more mobs then. Alright, there they are. Let's do Bone Crusher. And Soaring Talon. Not only that, but you can use your other stuff. So you can fly while using electric now, which is insane. And yeah, I'm gonna show the stuff about the admin panel once we get to the third sea, however, but we're not gonna focus on that for now. Let's fly to green zone, because there should be a new boss awaiting us over there. Oh yeah, and also a little account check of the account that literally just got to the second sea. Also, the account Vaughn the Epic Gamer, in the last update analysis, they were like level 800 and had diamond fruit equipped. At least I think it was that account. Either that or it was the Asher Plays 790 account. I forgot. But yeah. Anyways, let's go to this here. Let's go to the quest giver. We got Orbitus, a new boss, or a reworked boss technically. Let's head over to him in this very moment, if he's even there. Which he isn't. Alright, we have to go server hopping in the G server. Let's go to Ugly Fruit. That was diabolical, man. The fruit is not ugly. It's just the owner. Okay, that sounded kind of like a roast. Like, dang. Like, bro, the fruit isn't bad. It's just the owner type of roast. But yeah, I'm gonna go fly towards the dude. Like, right now. Let's fly. Hopefully he's there. And yup, he is the gravity man himself, Orbitus. As you can see, he's got a cool pose and he's trying to go after me. Yo, chill. Take this. And I'm gonna try and weave him because he has some new attacks up his sleeve. Yup, he has the new meteor summoning animation, but for some reason we don't even get that ability, and he still has the same push mechanic. So let's go to the next account. Alright, back again in the second sea. That was a very awkward pause. Hold on, let me check what's on stock first before. Yeah, last update analysis I was low-key messing around for like the last majority of the video, but now we're getting straight to business, no filler. So here we have the new creation fruit. Let's go test it out on some mobs. First, we have the M1s. These are not only shielding M1s, but if your opponent hits you, let's let them hit the wall. Boom. It deflected their attack. Next up, we have Batter Up. We turn into a cannon and we slam him. Got Sleight of Hand. You just grab them, you take them wherever you want, and you can slam them down, basically. Next up, we have Sword Box. You trap them in this little boxy domain with neon lights all over the place. And for my favorite skill out of, honestly, any rare fruit. Well, if creation was still a rare, because it has now changed to become a legendary fruit. So yeah, don't ask why I have a spare creation. I had a barrier and then I rolled a barrier. So like I was grinding both of these fruits, not only with the pain of, you know, having to grind those fruits, but also having crappy internet. So alright, no more filler. It's time. Magic City. We spawn a massive city, and if we can even locate the mob, as you can see, he's running into these walls like an absolute buffoon. And okay, I was wasting a lot of time there. Let's dodge him for a bit. Easy. When will this thing get off a cooldown? Alright, let's summon it again. And we can now teleport all over the place. And what the? And they take damage if they ever touch one of these buildings. As you can see, my damage was going up. Now, fortify. As you can see, we got like a little build mode going on. You know, we can crank a little bit of 90s up in there. But that isn't the best part. Go and kill this mob real quick. Because if we hold the F move, build mode. That was so perfectly timed because my friend messaged us saying that they hate their life. Let's build a wall. Let's build a little floor down. Okay, I still have not figured out how this works, as you can clearly tell. Let's build a little ramp up there, as you can see. And we can erase these. So yeah, I am in maximum support for this type of stuff. Because I just love like this type of gimmick where you can just build wherever you want, like whatever you want. Again, I have still yet to figure out how this whole build mode thing works. I'll get the hang of it eventually. Just leave me alone. Let's build a wall right there. And then we'll build like a floor right here. A floor right here. A floor right here. And a floor right here. I am still confused as to how people manage to make swastikas. But there's also a build meter right here, as you can clearly see. And it's way more massive in a private server rather than a public server. So it's more recommended to build if you have a private server. Or troll your friends through this method if you have a private server. So yeah, we're gonna fill this build meter up real quick. Because something is gonna happen that you guys probably know about. Let's just build random crap. Hopefully I don't get killed. I'm building like a little shower here. It's kind of funny. Yeah, what type of contraption did we just make? Let's build a floor right there. Hold on, let's build a ramp right here. And then we'll build a little wall. I love this game mode. Game mode? This mechanic. This is absolutely fun. I love this. Like, I can see why my friend decided to eat their creation fruit. We almost got our build meter up. I want to speed this up as much as possible, but then again, I don't know how any of this crap works. Or most of this. Okay, let me just... Alright, boom. Boom. Alright, one last one. And if we try and build one more time, max parts reach for a public server. It's way more massive in private servers. Now, for the gravity. Alright, now... Why did I sound Australian that time? But gravity here got a massive rework. And then they get a full rebranding. Oh yeah, and also a little account showcase. I finally got Hallow Scythe. Not much besides that has changed. I got Pole V2. Spoilers. No new accessories. I got a Kitsune fruit. I forgot about that. Somehow. Here's the Kitsune. It's got lips for some reason. I also have the new creation and eagle fruits, obviously. And this is one of the changes I was talking about. The flame fruit became bald. And also there was this weird thing where creation fruit was like below Quake. Good thing they changed it. It's 1.4 mil if you guys are wondering. A bunch more materials. But that's not important. Because now, let's go ahead and check out this gravity. And then I'll do the admin panel. Don't worry about that. First we have M1s. First we have the ground variation where we sideswipe our enemy. And then we have the air variant where we shoot a bunch of meteors. And you can hold these for a longer time. That actually comes with the upgrades. And speaking of upgrades, I'll get to that later actually. But first, we have... hold on. I feel like this would be more appropriate if we tested it out on a mob. Alright, let's go to these forest pirates. So, first we have Singularity. You know, we suck them in, and then we yeet them out. Orbital Chain. Here it is. It's pretty cool. Now, Gravitational Prison. If you upgrade Dark Matter Implosion, you get a second variant where if you hold it for a long time, you trap them in a massive ball. But for now, we just eat them in a black hole. And we have Asteroid Crash, where there's this weird purple ring, and there's a massive ball in the sky. Oh. Well, that's mighty awkward. Oh my days, that is mighty awkward. Welp, I just reached max level. I completely forgot about the fact that I'm not supposed to kill any enemies until we do the Tyrant of the Skies boss, which is actually how I'm supposed to get to max level, but whatever. At least I can do the training dummy for fragments so I can afford the next upgrade. Wait, I can afford the next upgrade. Hold on. Well, good thing that was the best and worst mistake I have done in my life. That was unscripted, by the way. That was not scripted. I'm being dead, I genuinely did not mean to kill that mob. Like, I'm sorry, mob. I was mostly relying on the fact that the gravity V move sometimes doesn't really hit where you want to hit. But what did I expect from an absolutely massive meteor? Well, at least we can get the C move now, I guess, upgraded. That was actually awkward as hell, not gonna lie. I was gonna do this cool epic moment where I do get to max level in a not ordinary way, but it's materialistic in my opinion. I don't know how that has to do with anything materialistic, but yeah, let's just kill the training dummy. Well, at least we can show what the next upgrade looks like. You know, that's a W. And I can finally do C events. But, alright. Also, we have our F move. Now, the tap, you know, you shoot meteors and stuff. That's cool and all. But the real fun begins when you hold it. You get into this massive ball, and you can actually use your moves, as you can see. Alright, yeah. Now, let's go ahead and showcase the admin panel. You get into this cool little cutscene, and boom! So we have two fruits right now. Gravity and Eagle, with creation coming soon, I guess. Now, we have Kinetic Amplifier. You need to defeat 15 enemies with M1. Here, defeat 30. And here, you need to do this crap. Like, use skills using gravity on ships 20 times. Let's complete research. And boom! Crafted Dark Matter Implosion. Oh yeah, and warning. You need 200 mastery for Kinetic Amplifier 1. Kinetic Amplifier 2 needs 300. Dark Matter Implosion is 400. And Secret File D, which is Celestial Cataclysm, is 500. So yeah, that sucks. But we now have a gravitational force. So yeah. Also, what does the new max level look like? Like, stats-wise. Alright, we get the same amount of health I had when I had Pilot Helmet last update. But basically, all we have to do is we have to fill up this gravitational force. And then we basically have to hold our move. So yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of an annoyance to fill up. Alright, let's go ahead and rampage the forest pirates. Because these guys are always the victim for some reason. Alright, get over here. Massive ball. Boom. Alright, let's do that. That's gonna be our ability that gets upgraded. Our gravitational force is almost full, so that's good. Let's just use a couple M1s. Alright, a few more mobs and we should get our thing. Also, I found this cool combo, Orbital Chain into the Meteors. So the old combo of X and V from the old Gravity still applies here, which is nice. It's a little dandy thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Orbital Chain for me, at least, is slightly worse than the old one, but you know, I'm probably not used to it yet. And that should be our gravity meter full. I'm just gonna kill this mob just to make sure. And now, hopefully this works. Once I hold gravitational prison, yup, it compresses into a tiny, tiny little ball. But, oh, you yeet them up into the air, and then you trap them inside of a massive ball. And it explodes. Very violent. And also the little aftershocks of the meteors, it actually can still damage the mobs, which is really nice in my opinion. I'm gonna fill up my gravitational meter again so that I can showcase the ability for one last time before I end off the video. This very awkward way of getting to max level. I was just trying to explain how to do this crap, man. I mean, that's kind of on me, not gonna lie. I should have been way more careful. Alright, do that. A Kablowski. Use this. Use this. And use this. I'll also cover me getting the Moonstone necessary. Or I guess like getting the last bit of mastery I need. Actually no, I'll just cover that video once I get the final bit of a Moonstone. Or maybe I could test gravity out for PvP, you know? Maybe? Just a little suggestion. That sounded weird. Trap him in my mass balls. I'm gonna trap him in my mass balls. That sounded weird. Gravity. Boom! Alright, I'm gonna hold it properly this time around. And boom, aim it at a mob. There's like a little purple ball, and then you yeet them into the sky, trap him inside of that, and then kabloom. There goes your tower. Watch it crumble, feel the power. Alright, I'll stop. But yeah, that is about it for this video. Actually, one last thing. Yeah, never mind. So yeah, that's it for the Gravity Rework Update Showcase Thingy-mabobby. Make sure to like, subscribe, and goodbye.